Also been working in the engine room cleaning up. I did install a switch here, so we've got engine room lighting now. I'll give a full tour of this later, but you know, we've got the exhaust systems are all in. They tucked in pretty nicely. I've got the motors, I think, pretty much all ready to fire. And got everything hooked up except the Mathers engine controllers. So we're all pretty much set there. Tomorrow the first task is connecting up the fuel filler holes. I had to get some new pipe for that. So we'll connect those in the morning, put some fuel in the boat, and other than that, it's ready to fire. So, oh, and we also got the, you know, we're putting a little, got the vents in and the blowers in. That's all working pretty nicely. Oh, and if you do want to spend some romantic time with the engine, I've also got this option, which is kind of cool. Well, this is the first gas trip. The boat wouldn't fit in the gas station, so resorting to this. Hoping to fire the engines up tomorrow. So here we're putting some initial fuel in there. I'm going to put 50 gallons in each side. Each tank holds 200 gallons. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so got 100 gallons of gas. Total bill, $459.42. So I'm recording this right at the end of May. Gas prices are still pretty high. This is $4.55 for 89 octane. So here's the first gas for the boat. Okay, so I was going to try to activate these things. I'm using the Garmin switch, and I can control everything off the multifunction displays in the front, but I can also control them on my phone. But unfortunately, I can't film while I'm controlling them on my phone. So what I'll do is just use an example. We've got the underwater lights installed. We've got the rear docking lights installed. So let me activate those and then come back. So here are the rear docking lights. I can control all the lights in the boat with the remote app. I just can't do it at the same time I'm filming. So next, let me show you the underwater lights. Here are the underwater lights. They can be white or blue. When you turn it on the first time, it oscillates between the two, or you can tap the switch again and it'll stay blue or white. So again, all of this is controllable quite a ways away from the boat, which is really nice. Working on all of the little things. We've got the blowers installed now, so they're pumping out pretty good. And I've got them hooked up in parallel. So I have one circuit, it goes through the Garmin switch. Now that's only a 5 amp circuit on the switch. So I ran it back to a relay in the engine compartment here. And each of those blowers draws about 6 amps, so 12 altogether. So I fused it at 15. And the relay in there is good for 30 amps. So that's working fine. And then I've also got a fume detection system on the boat. The fume detection system, it has a sniffer inside the engine compartment. It automatically senses if you're getting combustible fumes in there. If it does, it will turn the blowers on automatically, so whether I'm with the boat or not. Really liking the idea of that, but I've got them set up in separate circuits, so they're parallel paths. You know, I just gotta say, for the record, I'm not built for some of these jobs. I don't fit in here very well. And there's nobody here if I get stuck. I don't know if you can see, but there's a herd of deer back there. There's about, so if I drive up and see what they do. They kind of know I'm here and they're getting spooked. dinner there. Well, good morning. Got the paint booth all set up for the fly bridge. So we got all the pieces in here, starting to prep. We'll wash that down, and then we'll sand it and any kind of fiberglass repairs we need to do. And get those painted in the next week or so. So that is underway. Well, getting ready for some paint here. Check it out. Well, sanded that down, cleaned it up. Now we're getting some Houseboat primer on there. That's the first step. Well, now the fly bridge has Houseboat primer on it, so we'll let that dry, stuff it up, and move forward. That's obviously the front end. Let's see what the driver's side looks like. So again, that's all Houseboat primer. Sand that down, smooth everything out, and then you'll get a finished primer, and then the paint. So we got the Houseboat primer on the fly bridge, the front piece here, and then wet sanded that. The black that you're seeing on there is a way of leveling out the paint to get your high and low spots. So we're sanding that up, and then we'll be putting the finished primer and paint on it. Okay, this morning we got some nice progress. Got the paint on the fly bridge. That's certainly looking a whole lot better. Yeah, it looks nice. And the back side, or that's what I'm going to be staring at, that part. We'll fit clean, make it fit just right. Here's how we're loading the countertops.
Where you want. Tighten them down. Tighten right out there. Right out in there? Yeah.
Fitting into different pieces. So we got it 2 pieces here. Obviously, that's where the cooktop goes, and that's where the sink dishwasher goes. The other piece will come in and cut the bars out. Okay, so cementing up the countertop, lift that to cure up, and then cut those out so our dishwasher fits. And this is all cut out so the cooktop fits in there good. Also got countertops today, so really starting to shape up in here. We can clean it up, and again, that piece down there took care of that odd wall shape. Close that gap, and the galley area is really starting to look like something. I think I'm pretty happy with the choice of colors. I didn't want to go with an off-white. I got the bright white going on the ceilings, and I thought if I went with a wheat colored thing, it wouldn't look right, I don't think. And then, you know, so this is basically a white with a little bit of a vein in it that kind of picks up the colors on the walls. So I think that works reasonably well. I guess I should turn on some lights here. So as I said, this also matches up on that area, takes care of that problem. Got the tabletops for the nightstands, so those are all set. And got the lavatory set up. I still have to plumb all of this, but everything's in place and all the holes are drilled. So we're getting closer. Okay, so it's time for me to look for a haircut again. I'm back to the poodle look. Today, got most of the doors and drawers in. So putting those in, we've got the drawers in right now. We'll continue working on the drawers, or the doors. We got those in, and got them all set up in the kitchen, the galley. And yeah, that's these are actually pretty sizable, so that'll work out nicely. So we keep it going. Well, another day in paradise here. Still trying to get all the systems talking to one another. So I've got all the switches programmed and trying to get devices talking. I've got most everything working except the steering system. I don't have that awake yet. And got some doors and drawers today. So everything's starting to look like a habitable place. I'll have the rest of them by the end of next week. But yeah, got them in. It's starting to look like an actual something. And then same thing here in the bedroom. Got a couple of those, and we've got all those in. Just need the lower drawers. They're all finished. Just the guy building the cabinets, Phil, needed the finished floors. Ran out of that material, so he's going to grab that and finish them up. And I got the drawers in the restroom there too. So it's coming together. Still trying to get this puppy on the water. It's a sad day for the big Highway 50 swap meet flea market thing, garage sale. I also had some aluminum trim that we're going to use on the boat delivered, and boy, this freight company didn't do a very good job. Kind of messed it up. So I spoke with the company that I bought the material from, and they're shipping out a new shipment. Some of this might be usable, but at least that's being replaced. They really did a good job with that. Also, we're starting to unmask some of the boat. Still have to get the front sheer painted before we can completely. But, see, we're starting to put the back end back together. Got our rear panels and rear docking lights back in place. And, you know, just starting to unwrap it. That dirty bathtub ring of the decks is gone. So it's starting to look pretty fresh. I'm starting to enjoy that. And it's just well, it's really starting to shape up here. So we're getting it back in button up, and then here's this side as well. Just looks a whole lot cleaner. Today I'm still working on electrical, surprise, but I've got almost everything hooked up under the helm here. You can see I've got everything populated in the Garmin switch, got everything figured out, all the Mercruiser stuff put in there. I just have to figure out what I'm going to do with this is a power play module for the camera. So I got to decide if I really want it in here or the other electrical closet, and then of course we'll be clean up. But I've got that all set up, the Garmins are all set, and working on the front here. I've got the hardware for the bow thruster that I need to put in. We made a shelf in here, so clean this up in the cuddy, and the doors will go back on. And right now I'm working on my solar wiring. We've run all the wires down from the party top where the solar panels will be. And here I'm running them over into the electrical closet where all the switching and MPPTs and all that reside. So I am marking them. We've got red tape on the port side wires and green on the starboard. So you see I've got the port array is already wired down here. I'm working on the starboard right now. Also, another little side deal today. The cabinet's installed, you've heard all that. And I found a vent that I think works pretty nicely. So that's the air conditioning vent for the master salon, or master bedroom, I guess. And I've got this fan, again, I'm trying to figure out where to install it. I think it's probably gonna end up over here so it can redirect some of that air. Okay, so we got all the reflex on the decks and deck pieces. Today we got Steve painting it with acrylic paint. And it's coming up pretty nice. This is not painted yet, this is just the reflex. It's got a nice texture. We'll get that bright white on it. We haven't unmasked the whole boat, so I can't get everywhere, but it's really looking nice. You know, there's a black bump rail that goes here, so that'll be all covered up. And check out how nice that deck's looking. You know, just nice and clean, and that texture. So again, this is all going to be painted with acrylic paint now. That's what's happening in the next day or two. So that it gets nice bright white. So we're closing up a lot of little issues. You know, I keep saying we're getting there, but we're getting there. It's gonna take a little longer. It's weekend before Memorial Day right now. Actually Tuesday before Memorial Day. And my goal was to get it out of here by Memorial Day. That's obviously not happening, but I think we're in good shape to get it out by mid-late June. And I'm really pushing at that to try to make sure we get there. Today, we're installing the underwater lights. So if those all lined up and the through holes done, we'll seal them up after lunch here. And you know, that combined with the rear docking lights, ought to be able to blind anybody that's tailgating me. Okay, so this works out nicely. Got a lot of the railing back from powder coat. Look how nice that looks. That stuff came out really pretty sweet looking. These are the crusty old stairs. That all looks like jewelry now. Nice stuff.